Hey guys, it has been so long, it feels like, since we have been out here on the land. We have been out of town for like 3 weeks, some of which was planned, some was not, but we are now back and ready to get to work and make up for some lost time. So I'm out here today finalizing some of the plans that we are drawing up by hand to submit for all of our building permits, and want to give you guys a little look at what we're doing and some of the building methods that we're planning on using, some of which are not traditional construction, but we're looking at some alternative building practices, specifically using straw bales. So let's take a look at some of the pros and cons that we went through to reach this decision of using straw bales, and also take a look at the floor plan that we are using, and just how we drew up those plans by hand, because I'm not an architect, but we are on a very tight budget, and so we're trying to save money where we can, and if we can learn, then and it'll pass code and to get permitted, then we'll make it work. So let's take a look at what we're doing. All right, so here's what we're looking at. So I've gone ahead and hand drawn our floor plan. Here's our framing plan, elevations, electrical, and I still need to do our full site map and the plumbing plans. But let's take a look at our floor plan. So this is the existing structure that's here already. The garage door is on this side, but the back half is what we're going to turn into the front of the house. So we're going to put our front door right here, which is right there on that back wall. We're going to turn the kitchen up here in the front, a big island in the middle, but then out front we're going to have a big, well, not big, but we're going to have a covered patio, and then a little uncovered porch that the sink will overlook, so I can put planters with herbs. So that'll be right here with these bigger windows. We got all these windows off Facebook Marketplace, that they were all new unused windows from new construction that they just didn't need anymore, and got a pretty good deal on them. So through this wall I found these beautiful antique windows and doors, not windows. And through this wall over here I found these beautiful antique doors that are getting glass installed. So we're going to put those on barn door sliders along that wall that will then extend into kind of this office space den, where we'll put bookshelves, a little seating area, and then a desk that outlooks through a window looking over the rest of the property. Walk through a hallway. We've got a bedroom, closet, extra storage, because it's a pretty small house and we need some type of storage. But this is going to be a big archway that'll go right about here, walking through to our bedroom to the right, bathroom to the left. And so I think this is 11 feet wide by 32 feet long. So that should give us plenty of space. That we were really nervous about this being way too small at first, but I think total it'll be about 1,100 square feet, I believe. All right, so then if we go over and look at our front elevations, this is what it'll look like from the front of the house. So this wall will be what is now the back of the garage. And then in the back, I would ideally love to have a big glass custom piece back here so that you can open up this whole room and look straight out. But we'll see what the budget affords for that. So I've got, one thing I've learned is, well, not learned, I knew this about myself. I have very expensive taste and we have a very limited budget. So we have been having to kind of pick and choose what's worth it, what's worth the splurge for the sake of the design, and what needs to be sacrificed and compromised. So one of the things we're looking at is I would really love for this whole wall to be a natural stone. And so we'll do that. And then this structure has this cinder block that goes around the side. So then I would like to carry that stone around the sides instead of just drywalling it. But that is not cheap. We don't have extra money to just be thrown around with fancy walls. So that might come later, but I think it would be very pretty. Oh well. And then we'll put a rainwater collection tank and our AC on this side of the house with like a wooden privacy screen. So let's take a walk over there and we'll show you what that's gonna look like. So we've got this giant tank that's still sitting here. We need to move this one up top, and then the smaller one's gonna come down here, and we're gonna use that for rainwater collection. But this is gonna be the side with our bathroom right here, bedroom over here. But this is gonna come out about to here, so it'll be a little bit wider. So the side utilities will come out about 5 feet till here with a privacy screen, so you can't really see all of that. And then we'll do a nice pavered path around this side. But this is the bank that we're gonna need to excavate all of this, but dig a little trench right here so the water has somewhere to flow. But want to plant this with more grasses and flowers so that looking out of that bedroom window, you have a beautiful view. So that's what we're planning on this side. And then the other side over here, we need to grade because it's not super level. And we gotta figure out how to move that giant rock. So that's gonna be fun. But this will be bedroom and the den living room extension. So, and then eventually we'll put a big patio out here with, I would love to do like a wooden pergola with some sitting room. So then you've got your fire pit over here, and then eventually we'll put some seating around that. And I think it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, oh, guys, it's freezing today. It's so sunny, but it's so cold. But anyway, so with doing this project, we wanted to do it as frugally as possible because we are running on a very limited budget and we really don't want to take out loans if we can do this all cash paid. So one way that we started looking into more alternative styles of building with the straw bale, like I was saying earlier, is to save money. But the more that we started to research it, it really just sounded like a very cool way to build. And a lot of the traditional construction methods are really not good for our health and really just have a lot of drawbacks and are not super accessible to everybody. And so with the straw bale, it is a byproduct of the grain industry, and so everything that you're using is going to be waste materials. So it gives a second life to that, and then it's all biodegradable after that. But it's fairly inexpensive, and we could do the labor ourselves, which was what we were mainly wanting to do, because if we can cut that labor cost, then that would be ideal. So when we do the framing for that, we are going to, I've got my mittens on. It's going to be a traditional post and beam frame that we're going to come off 4 feet of the interior, but the straw bales are 18 inches wide. So that's going to give you those really thick walls. And so whenever we put windows in, we'll have really thick sills, which I love because I love to sit in a good windowsill and line it with books and plants. So I really love that. But each wall will be post and beam frame, where then you lay the straw bales compacted down and use 20 penny nails on the bottom sill plate to keep them in place. And then that provides the shear force for your walls. But then on either side, you use a lime plaster. So we're gonna put out a video about all the pros and cons that we went through, because I know when you hear straw bale, it sounds crazy and you think of the Three Little Pigs, and it doesn't sound like a super viable way to build, but there's actually a ton of research, and the insulation quality is great. It is fairly affordable and sustainable. So we're gonna try it out, see how it goes. And it's worked for a lot of other people, and they've been doing it for years and years. So we'll take you along for the ride. It'll be a fun and interesting journey, but it'll be a good one. And then our electrical plans. This is what I've got so far. All of these are due for some remediation before I send them in. But electrical, we're planning on doing some lighting out front, and then recessed lighting all in the main room, and then a couple of recessed lights back in this den. But then we'll put some wall sconces above the bed in the master bedroom with a fan, some pendant lights hanging in the hallway. Our bathroom will have our vent light over the shower and toilet with 2 wall lights over the sink, lighting out back, and then there'll be a little sitting area over here, so we'll put a big pendant light right there and in the hallway. What do you think? I'm not an architect, but we've pored over this for hours and hours over the course of a few months. This has definitely been one of the most daunting things that I've ever done so far. To be doing something that people spend years going to school for and trying to just learn it from books and the internet. And I think it's doable. I mean, I think these are pretty good. We'll still have some final reviews and need to make sure all the measurements are correct and all listed on there. And we're going to send them for review from an architect to make sure that they're good to go with the straw bale to pass code. But that doesn't make it any less intimidating or hard. So it's been a lot of fun, but we will keep you guys updated on if this passes code, and then every step along after that, because we are brand new to this whole thing of permitting and construction. We've done little projects here and there, but nothing to this scale. So learning a lot of new things, but I'm glad you guys can come along for the ride, and we'll see if this works.